We'll see. We'll approach it that we'll be playing to win the game, and we'll see. It could, but we'll be watching that game.
You don't have a lot of extra guys, but would you consider sitting like a Taves or a Hossa if you do need to be more locked in?
Yeah, we'll see.
The fact that you've been playing at a high level, 'cause, every team comes in is fighting for a playoff berth, is that going to help you kind of go right to the playoffs? You don't have to kind of ramp up and you're already at the high level?
Well, I know that we've had some games, the last three games for sure. Where we've been in that playoff position, and it's almost like okay, and we'd like to move ahead. You'd like to move ahead, and is it the all-out desperation that you're trying to get that spot, or you're trying to finally clinch it? So there's probably a little wiggle room there that we might have left on the table. But I know once the playoffs start, or once they get there, this team gets excited and likes a challenge and looks forward to that time. But it's not, you got to be careful about the on-off switch and just thinking that you're going to be flying next week. So, let's make sure that there's some pace to the game and there's some thought to it as well.
You spent any time yesterday or even today preparing for Nashville or St. Louis, even looking at Anaheim?
We'll get 3 games, 3 teams now, as opposed to the 7-6 or the 8 to 7-6. It's changes quite a bit, a little bit clearer now. So we'll see. Sometimes you're finally fine-tuning it a little bit, but we haven't gotten there yet. But we'll dig into it at the end of the day.
With Corey tonight, is that just a good chance to give him a couple days rest and really get?
Yeah, that was kind of our mindset. Daryl's was going to play, and he's won some big game for us on the road here. You look back at that Ranger game, none bigger than that, and it did some good things for us. So he gets a start, and then Crow gets the rest and get ready.
It's a
It's a good opportunity for him. We haven't seen him play much, so pace and in an attack type team. We'll get to see how he handles the pace of our league and see how he fits in. But certainly, it's a great opportunity for him and for us to get a good idea of him as well.
Can you say who he's replacing?
No.
With
It was a great question. No. Yeah.
With how are things going with Kane back home? Is he getting in contact yet?
Not that I know of, but nothing's really changed. But no news is good news.
Do you see any indication, we talked about this before, but now that he's closer coming back, that this team's kind of waiting for Pack to come back, and then you'll have everybody going, or is it just kind of move ahead, and if he comes back sooner rather than later, it's a bonus?
Well, I think that the players have been diligent all year long. With whoever's out of the lineup, you're playing that game, and you always play to your strengths and play accordingly. Obviously, you're missing a big piece of your team when he's out of the lineup, and so we got through some tough stretches with him out and won some meaningful games and put us in a spot where we're in the playoffs. I don't think we could let our guard down and think that he's going to be the only guy that's going to come in and make it happen in the playoffs. So. Well, I think everybody's got to bring their own game and bring it to the best of their ability, and the Kaner situation will develop, and whatever it does, everybody's got to be ready.
With less than a week for the playoffs, is it less realistic now for him to play in the first round, or can you gauge that?
Tough to say. I love this progress that he's putting forth. He feels good. It's up to clearance, and from there we'll go from there.
You've talked about how in 2010 you felt a sense of urgency to win that year because you knew that cap hits were coming. It might not be as severe this year, but there's cap hits coming. Do you feel that in any way again this year, that the window's now?
Definitely, I think that you're always worried about winning the cup in that year. You never know what the picture's going to look like the next year. You look at how tough our division is, how hard it is making the playoffs. So I think this year, every single team probably feels they got a great chance of winning the cup, better than any other year. No real prohibited favorites, and so I think that's the position we should feel that hey, this is the year that you should always feel like that. Let alone a year that might look like your window might be closing. I think you always got to approach it like this. Got to be a year to win the cup, and that's going to be our approach.
I know that you got another game tonight, but how are you feeling about your team heading into the playoffs overall? I mean, enthused? Are you worried?
I like our defensive side of our game. I think that from the goalie out defensively and what we give up, that's been a strength of our team this year, and I think we've put us in a good position. Penalty killing's been a little bit ordinary lately. I know that that's got to be strong to be effective going forward. Our power plays is the area that has to be picked up, in, and I think that'll help our scoring, that the area that slowed down. So I think that's kind of the progression. That's what we're looking for. But there's some positives and some areas that we know have to get better.
Can you quantify like how you felt in 2010 or 2013 at this time going into the playoffs, and how you feel now?
Tough. The 1 year was it happened so fast. In 13, 2010 was just we had a lot of question marks, a lot of excitement with a young team, a lot of enthusiasm from what happened the prior year. This year, expectations, are they higher, are they lower? We had the President's Trophy in 13. This year, comparable with 2010, if I'm right or wrong, I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's tough to say. I think every year you're excited about playoffs, and you don't know that, at the end of it you're going to win. You think you're going to win every year. You could ask me about the years we didn't win. I think our motivation's kind of comparable.
Richards and Timonen progressing?
Yeah, they're. I think they could be both skating as well right now with Kaner.
Does all the playoff experience this team has, does that give you any kind of an advantage, regardless of who you're playing?
We like the experience that we do have in our core group, how important it is this time of the year, what it means to winning, and at the end trying to be champions is, I think that's healthy, and that's one of the strengths of our team. That consistency, games get bigger, our team responds in a positive way, and I think that you're always going to get tested in playoffs at critical times in games and as they progress, and I think we've had some real good lessons along the way here that can be applied.
Have you felt any better about Vermette putting him back at center? Has he looked any better for you?
It's been okay. We'll see him here again tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
You often obviously change lines often when you guys aren't scoring, but you've stuck with these lines pretty consistently. Do you like what they're doing despite the?
It's sometimes you measure what they give up or what they're generating. I think that we're trying a few things as well in the middle of games, which based on the score, and we'll see how it plays out.